Now, we are back live. Wow, it's not my camera. So now I figured out the problem. Mother fuck Chrome, bro. I'm using Chrome. Apparently it's Chrome because I shut down all my shit. We had some traction. Man, we had some traction. And now hopefully we can get a couple people back. Ray, I sent you the link. Because me being the OCD kind of guy I am, bro, I'm not going to go out like that. First of all, whether it was some conspiracy shit, some hackers, some weird, me speaking unity, or maybe us speaking just like, oh, they're kind of like, wait, it's kind of late.
It's the government, man.
Yeah, And then the cool thing is too, is because the name Harris is Drinking Again, it can go many ways, right? Like, for one, don't get it twisted, guys. My ultimate goal in life is to reach sobriety. Is to basically, because I can't, like, how do I say it? I can't live sober. I don't even know what that is. And I'm talking about like caffeine, nicotine. I'm talking about like sober. Sober for me is weed and alcohol. And people are like, what? Yeah, that's pretty much a sober lifestyle for me. It's just drinking and smoking. So
yeah, if I
could, and I know it's in me, man. I know it's in me. I'm a Virgo. Whether you give a fuck about astrology or not, I don't even know if I really do. Whatever. It sounds cute, we're like organized and health freaks. It sounds cute, but I don't know. But yeah, I would love to reach a point.
I will support you, but I'm going to continue to drink. Yeah. Once I'm out of the army, I'm smoking.
That's even better, man. Like, if I could literally get it down to smoking, but I see a point in my life, man, honestly, like, if I could just even like live without weed, just like, it seems far-fetched and far off, and I'm like, wow, because I look at people, I'm like, I don't know how you could not take nothing.
Oh yeah, like, so we just did a hike this morning with my unit with all the full timers, and probably 70% of them are all LDS, don't drink, don't swear, and all that shit, which is pretty weird because I come from a unit where everybody drinks, smokes, dips, or whatever, and so it's like having breakfast with them this morning for the first time since I've been in this new unit, like just trying to get to know them and become friends with them and family with them, because I know them more than I know my own family, because I've been in the military since I was 18 years old, and these people are more family to me than anybody I know. They know more about me and I know more about them. But freaking trying to, I can't smoke weed, but I drink a shit ton, and a lot of them do, at least the ones that aren't Mormon. And trying to give that up is a pain in the ass, but having them around, makes it a lot easier, and they're very supportive, whether you're a drinker or a swearer or whatever it is that your vice is.
Yeah.
And it's a culture, I think, being military and stuff, but trying to give up those vices, whatever your vice is, no matter what your life is, it's definitely difficult. And I think having that support system there behind you, the people that you have with you that you consider family, whether it's blood or not, is extremely important. And these guys that are around me now are less, they don't have those crutches that I have, like drinking and shit like that. They don't swear like I do. So when I swear around them, I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should watch that. Or like my boss, who is a Mormon, and I'm like, yeah, this fucking guy, fuck that, fuck this. And he's just like carrying on with the conversation like it didn't happen. I'm like, well, thanks, sir. I feel like a piece of shit now. So I think having those supports, like I've noticed over the last 2 months that I've been in this unit, that I'm swearing less at work, and I don't drink any less, of course, but I don't feel like I need to do it, but I swear less. So, I mean, that's a step forward. So I kind of feel where you're coming from with wanting to put those vices or those crutches that you might have, and that's extremely important to have just that support channel behind you. And
Yeah.
It's huge because, like, right now we have a suicide epidemic in the military.
Sure.
Having those supports behind you is huge, no matter what it is, whether it's quitting drinking or quitting smoking or, you know, quitting thinking those bad thoughts or whatever it is. So I totally support what it is that you're getting at on that, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For me, it's like, it was like that. That's why, I think I'm cured off of like amphetamines. Not cured. It's a lifelong temptation. I think about that shit like every week. Seriously, like I get cravings about meth and Adderall. Oh, because I used to substitute the Adderall for the meth and Coke, you know, back in the day. But Coke went to shit after like 2010, 2012. But Mexico got some bomb shit, and I might do it again when I go back out there this summer. I mean, it's already in my head. Like I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a little coke, you know. But for me, it's I'm like, why, you know? I mean, the temptation's like lessening, as far as the cool factor is completely gone. The high lasts for like, I mean, it's good for like the first fucking hour, if that. The rest is misery. The come down is shit. I feel like shit. It fucking, everything about it is just bad. It's really just bad. It's and I started to get really fucking bad that shit, man. Like, yo, I could easily just, I could do it in that state.
The thoughts.
Yeah, but like in that state, I could do that or someone else. But then I was still sitting there like, but then when I come to, I'm not going to want to spend the rest of my life and I'll fucking still off. You know, it's crazy. It's just, so that's also what this is for too, man. Therapy, really just telling people that, you know. And
I've actually been trying to get into, so I've been doing a lot of flight sims and stuff like that on the computer. That's why I built a PC and bought a joystick and all this other shit. And it's like I was really big into smoking, and I didn't get started into that until my first ex from Louisiana. I saw a commercial on the TV one night before the internet existed, before when it was still dial-up and shit. I heard that secondhand smoke kills faster than firsthand, so I was like, well, I better start smoking then. Fuck, she smokes in the house. Fucking idiot move, you know.
Hey, I tell you what, my mom died of lung cancer because my dad, when we were still in the Philippines, he smoked, like he was a chain smoker, and I truly believe that my mom was a victim of that. So
yeah, see, and that it was those kind of ads that got me started on smoking, of all the dumb shit, you know.
Yeah.
And I finally quit that, but now I'm vaping, and I'm pretty sure that's fucking worse. And but it's those crutches and stuff like that it's like, I did this to get rid of that, and now I need to do something else to get rid of that. And it's those people around you to support you, and it's like, I'm totally good without cigarettes until I'm drinking.
Oh yeah. It's almost a must. It's like the two go hand in hand. You drink, you got to light up. Yeah,
but
it's like having, it's like eating a sandwich with chips. It's like, who eats a sandwich without potato chips? Come on.
Right. I've got a bag of chips sitting in front of me right now.
Yeah, and then a sandwich. I mean, that's freaking comfort food right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like even now, like I can drink and be around smokers and I'm just fine. But the second somebody sees me like looking at the cigarette, and they're like, "Hey, do you want one?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I do."
Right.
As long as they don't offer, I'm just fine. But if
you want to know how you want to know how I got rid of smoking cigarettes, because I used to smoke cigarettes too, and I got rid of smoking cigarettes when I first became a dad, because, you know, well, it goes a little deeper than that. Like our firstborn, actually is not our firstborn, because we had an abortion, and that's the shittiest feeling you can ever get. And then when we had our oldest now, you know, and I saw this boy, and, you know, beautiful children. You know, children are just beautiful, and I used to smoke. And then I realized that when I smoke around the baby, after a while, the baby starts smelling like the cigarettes, and I'm going, man, you know what? It's like this created being is so beautiful, it's so sweet, so innocent. But yet the smell of my cigarette kind of ruins that. I mean, to some people,
Yeah.
that's no big deal. To me, that's a big deal. That's when it woke me
Yep.
up. He goes, I don't need this bullshit. And then on top of that, I go, you know what? This is a freaking, at that time, is a $10 habit for a pack of cigarettes. $10. And that was too much for me. This could be Pampers. This could be, formula, or this could be a trip somewhere, And then after that, I just put it down and never, and then I had to go deep inside myself. I had to really, I go, what the fuck? Why in the fuck are you really smoking cigarette, right? Really, really, what the fuck? And I'm going,
Yeah.
something to do. Because when I was working for FedEx at the flight, break time, everybody would light a cigarette.
Yep, that's the way it is in the military, man. Freaking, oh yeah, so you've got the Zen right there.
Yeah,
In the military, when you have downtime, you're either smoking or you're dipping. And the dipping guys, they can do it anywhere they want, every time.
Yeah, and they have a little cup they spit on and everything, But what also helped me to not start smoking was that I got into when I got here in Hawaii. Usually, when people go to Hawaii, the first thing happens is that they either get fat and they die. You know what I'm saying? I'm going, why in the fuck am I gonna get fat in the freaking paradise? And when we came here, I was turning 40. I was like, fuck that. I'm in the Hawaii, motherfuckers. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna fucking look my best over here. I'm gonna sell out like the rest of the people in my family, whatever, at that time, because they're in Hawaii. No. So I started running, eating right and everything. And you know what? It feels great because that's when you really feel freedom. And yeah, I had a lot of crutch. I'm OCD, like if I get into drinking, I'll drink too much. If I get into smoking, I'll smoke too much. Yeah, now I'm like, I got vices too. I watch porn. I gotta watch porn all the time. Like that. Yeah, we all have that shit, and it's like, but then when you really listen to yourself and then you really start looking at the progression of your life and don't just look at the situation. Like, for me, it's real easy. All my kids are alive. None of them are in jail and, whatever, this and that. Okay. We're a little short in money, but fuck, that's why we work. Okay. Get it. Everything else is like, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not going to make it a big deal. Fuck it. Okay. So the bill's going to be a little late next week. I mean, I'm going to tell them, look, man, I'll pay you, but right now I'm a little short. I've done that many of times. And to some people, that's stressful.
Mm-hmm.
And all I got to say is this, it's better to be real honest with yourself. Like, hey, I ain't got no fucking money. I got no money. I got $5 on me. That's it. And then a homeless guy comes, hey, can you spare this? And I said, no, I ain't got no money. I want to give it to you, but I can't because I gotta save this for me.
Yeah.
So I'm not any different than you. And it's not like I don't want to give you nothing. Trust me, I want to give it to you, but this is all I have for now.
Yeah, exactly.
And now if you're over here able to ask me of something I have, now what makes me any different than you? Oh, boo-hoo, because what? What happened? Because you're less fortunate or something? We're all less fortunate.
Harry's drinking again.
No one is any better than nobody.
That's exactly the way I look at it. Like, all these guys are bumming money from me. They're like, oh, homeless vet with their sign on the side of the road. And I'm like, you're a homeless vet. One, you've got a college or a high school education, dickhead. Like, go get a fucking job working at Chick-fil-A or McDonald's. Like, that's what I would do.
I realize the reason why a lot of them choose to have that kind of a life is because a lot of them have a little bit of what you call social anxiety.
Yeah. Yep.
Where they can't be around people and shit like that. Nah, I get it. Like, after a while, people get on my motherfucking nerves too.
100%.
Usually I don't give bums money. Unless I guess the spirit, just like sometimes, or if
I give
sometimes
whatever I got, sandwich, whatever left over after. Yeah,
there's so many. It's like you can't, But the other day there was a guy and he was playing a motherfucking guitar, and he was just he had his bucket, his sign, but he was out there just wasn't playing shit, just picking away. And I was like, I came out the store, some drinks, fucking Zen, Swishers. Well, not even. I think I bought Swishers that day. Usually, I've just been smoking papers. Honestly, I don't even smoke blunts anymore. OCBs, and some shit. And I had my change, and I'm like, but the music and just the fact that this dude is like, it's not like you're just out there. It's like he's out there, ding, 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 and most of us don't even have the balls to get out there and play in front of people. This dude. So I rolled around and I gave him $2, you know, and my change. So it was like $250, $271, whatever the fuck. But I like doing things like that too. Like, even if you're down on your luck, don't like, you don't like, damn, like in Mexico, man, those guys out there, like, you just have to red light. They out there squeegeeing, like they're doing something, like checking your fucking air tire.
They're doing something.
They're working, man.
Yeah, they're willing to work for their gains. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. Don't just
the guys that are out there like trying, like, I'll totally support them. But the guys that are just standing there with a sign, like, come on, man. I know you're better than this.
Yeah, no.
Like, even if you don't have an education, I know you are better than this. You're capable.
Yeah.
If you're surviving right now, I know you can do more than that.
Well, a lot of times too, because like, you know, where I was staying by my shop, I mean, you hear them at night, and a lot of times they cuss themselves and everything. There was something that happened to them that they just couldn't get away from. And yet, no matter what it is, they'll keep. And I go, you know what? I go, you know what? We're all that way. If I ever just decide to just cling on to the stuff during my past that did not favor me, and like just really just filter on that, I can be the same way too. You know what I mean? But that's what I noticed. It's like, to them, they just hang on and stuff. And then when something good, they want to hang on to that. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you know, and for me to be able to have this realization, I'm going, look, you're not that special, and no one really gives a fuck.
Yep.
No one really gives a fuck. And I'm like going, I'm glad, because I'm free. But when we're so worried about what other people think about us, that's what ruins everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the part that ruins everything, you know? It's like...
Yeah, like a lot of these guys, I'm like, listen, dude, I got a kid to take care of. I'm a single dad. But I got a mortgage. I got a truck payment. I got to pay for gas to get to work, to pay for gas. Like, get out there and fucking take care of yourself, because I know you're capable. If you're surviving out here on the streets, I know for a fact you can fucking figure out how to take care of yourself to be able to pay for it, put a roof over your head.
I think what it is that, you know, if a person thinks they're such a victim, they're just a victim, you know, of circumstances whatsoever. And, you know, I lived here in Hawaii for like 15 years, and I'm an immigrant at that, right? I get it. You know, it's not, we didn't live whatever. And then I go, you know what? To me, it's your choices. You choose to like, you choose to listen. You choose to be around toxic people. You choose to like basically have yourself self-destruct. You're rebelling over fucking what? What?
Yeah.
What are you really rebelling about?
Yeah.
You know?
That's the biggest thing about me with the dudes with the veteran signs. Like, you have a high school education at a minimum, or a GED. Like, you are choosing to live this life, because there are support programs out there. There are dozens of veteran programs out there for these dudes that they will just give them money. They will put them in a house.
I heard that if you're not even, say you're about to sign up in the military, right? And you maybe showed up at the recruiting office and put your name down for whatever reason, and you decide to back off and not join the military, right? Especially here in Hawaii. There's the Army, U.S. something, I forgot the name, the support system, where they will provide for you like a low rental apartment, freaking grocery, bus pass, the necessities. And if you want to go to school, and I'm talking about you go in the office, I'm going to join the military, and I sign my name, but I decide I don't want to do it. When you're in your situation where and you go back to them and they see your name, they'll still give you an opportunity, man. And I've heard that. I heard that myself.
But if that's around, then holy shit! Because
I mean, like you said, there's so much help. There's so much help.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually, so there's this YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but he's a reservist. He's a drill sergeant. So when he does his 2 weeks during the summer, he goes and be a drill sergeant at basic training. And the YouTube channel is called Angry Cops. He's fucking hilarious. But he just people will create TikToks talking shit about, I tried to sign up for the Army and this was bullshit and blah, blah, blah. Well, he reacts to that from an Army perspective. He is so funny. Like, if you haven't watched his channel, just go watch Angry Cops. He is so damn funny.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So his full-time civilian job is a cop, and he's a reservist. So during his 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks in summer, he's a drill sergeant. And his channel is hilarious. I was actually just watching him again tonight because he had a couple of new videos. But there's all these people that are faking, they had been in the military and whatever, and abusing all these support programs for veterans that all these homeless people that are really veterans could go be actually using. They're giving $200,000-300,000 to these people a month to get them onto their feet, and then find out that they're not actually veterans. And
that's
it's horrible.
Isn't
There's this chick that faked being a Marine, and she actually became a commander of a VFW, which is a Veterans of Foreign Wars unit, and they're all over the place. They support funeral details, all sorts of stuff. She pretended to be a wounded Marine and all this other stuff. Never had been in the military.
That is wrong.
She'd gotten $270,000. And now she's at the FBI actually raided her house.
270?
All sorts of stuff.
270, over $250,000.
Yo,
exactly.
If I would have knew there was money like that involved,
of taxpayers' dollars.
I would have.
Yeah. Well, no, these are all donated dollars. So veterans went and donated money.
Donated. Okay, people with their, with their goodness, from the goodness of their heart. That's even worse, man.
People like you and Dakota went and donated this money to these veteran organizations, and they gave it to her because they thought she was a wounded vet.
And it looks bad.
And then she went and got a job at the VA and stole people's social security numbers who were veterans.
This bitch in prison.
And used that to abuse the system. And they finally caught her, luckily. But
she got caught. Good, yeah. Court-martial her ass.
But he makes funny videos about it to address the situation and bring attention to the situation, but it's just insane.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's
exactly.
Crazy, man.
But it also brings light to the fact that there's all these organizations that can help all these homeless vets that are like, yeah, I'm a homeless vet, give me $1. When they could be getting hundreds of thousands of dollars from these organizations, and
I mean, another thing too, though, Phillip. I gotta tell you this, just so that way we're looking at off from both sides. Like a lot of soldiers that serve in the military, I mean, it's almost like they pump you guys with so much different kind of drugs. Like, they will test you for everything, new vaccine. You guys are like the guinea pig, and that's and to me, it's kind of like, that's okay. You sign up for that, but at the same time, wow, man, it's like, what if those drugs
not as bad as it used to be?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So back in 2004, when I was in Afghanistan, the anthrax vaccine, and I don't know how much of this I'm allowed to say without getting in trouble, but the anthrax vaccine had been put on hold. Like, they weren't allowed to give it to anybody, but we were told, oh, you're fucking getting it, get in line.
Wow. Anthrax, no joke. That's like, Wow. Did you get any side effects from that one? Is Phillip still around?
Oh shit. Hold on. Oh,
The
hold on.
FBI is listening to us. We don't talk about no anthrax. Phil,
Phil, you there?
got cut off.
Hold on.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Wow.
What happened?
We start talking about this fucking juicy shit.
Because we're talking about the government, man.
Bro, what the
Wow.
yo?
What's
Live in
up
fucking
with that?
YouTube algorithm.
Yeah. Big Brother is fucking listening, bro.
Real shit, man.
Yo, hey, Phil, let me ask you this, right? Okay. So I graduated in 1986, right? There was no war going on until a year after that with the Desert Storm shit, right? So, but here I am. I grew up, my grandfather military. My dad didn't. My dad didn't serve, but I got enough family members that did. But so I felt like growing up, I felt like I was raised by a soldier, a military, which is my grandfather, right? And and so because I decided, I'm not gonna sign up for the military. I said I would if I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I decided to go to business school instead, But I go, man, if I served, man, I think I'm gonna end up. It's better because the fact of that is in the military, you meet some of the most camaraderie, right? Like,
oh yeah,
people,
absolutely.
a ride or die, man. Your true homies, in the and that's from what I hear that people that say leave the military, that's the hardest part because if you go civilian, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I actually do desert racing with the UTV side by side with a guy that used to be a sergeant major in my unit. Now he's a contractor for my unit. He does like fieldings and stuff like that. But we're extremely good friends. And if he hadn't been a contractor afterwards, I probably wouldn't have gotten into this with him. But
wow.
we were just talking about this today. Sorry.
Wow.
He just did a podcast with one of our race sponsors the other day, and we were talking about this. Camaraderie is huge in the military. Like, I know the people I serve with, and they know me better than my own family. Like, I was just talking about this the other day because I just left a unit that I've been in for 19 years to go to another unit so I can work on my retirement. And I love my family. I love my little brother. He's 13 years younger than me. So I left for the military when he was like 4 or 5.
Wow.
And I love him to death, and I wouldn't trade him for the world.
Sure.
But I know my brothers in the military, my sisters in the military better than I know him, and they know me better than he knows me, And it's 100%. Like, I can't stand being in the Army. I'm not gonna lie. And I tell people this every day, even my Army brothers and sisters. I can't stand it. I hate my job. I don't have any job satisfaction from it. I love serving my country, and I love my country, but I can't wait to get out.
So have you thought about what you want to do when you get out?
Hopefully, after all the surgeries I've had from injuries and stuff like that, as little as possible.
What's that?
Hopefully, as little as possible. So I'll have about a $2,700 pension plus whatever medical retirement I get from the VA. So I'm hoping for a good amount, so I don't have to work anymore because I just want to. I don't know, be a fucking sloth, or like I was bullshitting about earlier, be a lifeguard and look at hot moms all day. I don't know.
Sure, why not?
Ultimately, I would like to, where you're at, retire in Hawaii and freaking scuba dive and hope to work on the reef every day because I'm a conservationist. as
You
much
like that
of a
stuff?
Republican as much of a Republican as I am, I'm still a conservationist, and I
Sure.
believe in taking care of our planet, and I do believe in the fact that we are destroying our planet. Like, if you look at Utah right now, it's like this valley is just getting destroyed by overpopulation and pollution, and everybody's just like, oh no, it's just because fucking blah 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 or whatever. And it's like, no, we're overpopulating. Like, you can't even see the mill where fucking Footloose was filmed anymore. And it used to be 50 miles in every direction, fucking just wheat farm.
Did you say Footloose? Footloose was filmed in Utah?
Yeah, dude, I will take you there fucking next weekend. I'm going to Lava Hot Springs this weekend, but I will take you there next weekend.
Footloose.
Bro, that's a fucking bomb.
Yeah, you can go tour the mill still. It's in Lehigh off of like Main Street and like I-15 in Lehigh.
Wow.
It's right there on I-15, but you can't see it.
So Phillip, you always grew up in Utah area, or what's your home state?
So I was born in California, but I was raised off and on in Utah, and then me and Dakota grew up a lot together when we were like young kids.
Right.
Our great grandma, or Gigi, she had this like trailer, and we used to play there all the time when we were kids. But my mom married a jarhead, a Marine, when I was like, I think 10. And that was when I moved away, and I grew up in California ever since then until I about my senior year of high school, sophomore year of high school. We moved away from Utah and California, and ever since then, I don't think I had been back until I moved home here in 2005. I've been here ever since 2005.
They're in Utah? You're in Utah now?
Yeah. So I lived after I joined the Army in 2001, like shortly before 9/11, I moved away. After I went to boot camp, I moved to Louisiana for a couple of years for a chick I met in the Army. Obviously, it didn't work out because I'm back here. But I deployed with the Louisiana National Guard to Afghanistan in 2004. Came home in like late 2005 because I spent like 14 months in Afghanistan, I think.
Wow.
And after I got home from that, I came back to Utah and joined with the Utah National Guard.
Utah, right. What part of California are you from? North or south?
So I was born in Camarillo, which is in Ventura County, near Naval
Ventura. Okay, south. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. My grandpa was a Navy CB out there, and he'll tell you all about it all day long.
So Southern Cal, because I'm from Northern California. I'm from a town called Vallejo, where Mare Island used to be, going towards Travis. Yeah, I'm from Northern California. Interesting. Wow, that's interesting, man. That's great, man. Wow.
Yeah, if it wasn't politics of California, I'd move back there because it's a beautiful state.
It's a beautiful state, but right now the politics in California, there's a lot of angry people in California right now. I got family there. My sister still lives there. I got cousins there, and it's like, I mean, it's cool, but man, just the price. They're doing everything.
That's I would love to keep this live going. We are gonna close out because I said I would do 2.5. We already, because the Chrome fucked me up. We're going on here. But I want to do this before we exit. I wanted to ask you, Phillip, because I want to leave on a positive note. Fuck Chrome. But give us how whatever your son. We have sons under 8, whatever 10. We have young sons. But being in your position, traveling the world, loving this country, etc. Republican, conservationist, just man in general. Give us some sort of, your view, whether, political, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, by the end of, how are we going to round out this decade on this current state, this democratic gas prices, the war. I mean, just all this shit, COVID, the mask, no mask, like, are we going to be okay? Are we, I mean, what's 2030? How are we rounding out this decade? Being in your shoes, because I'm somewhat of a pessimistic, like doomsday kind of guy, and I know you're a prepper and everything as well. But just rounding it off, I mean, is it positive? Is it negative? Are we going to be okay? Are humans going to come together, man, and stop the bullshit? Or are we are we living in our own demise right now?
That one's kind of a hard one to answer because I lean more towards the middle. Like people look at my views and consider me a Republican, and Democrats think I'm extreme right wing, but I consider myself more of a libertarian.
I'm a capitalist.
Utah right now, yeah, exactly. Looking at Utah right now, I think Utah is fucked because they're not going to change their ways. The Great Salt Lake is drying up, and if you look at the Aral Sea over in Europe, the Russians completely drained that shit, and it poisoned everything around it. And it was a Great Salt Lake, just like ours. And it everybody around it is getting cancer and shit from breathing in the dust from that dried up Salt Lake. Mm-hmm. I think Utah is heading in that direction. That's why I'm trying to move to Hawaii so I can be on an island. And
Sacramento River is drying up. Sacramento River is drying up too.
Exactly.
We're having a major drought. Yeah, over here. A bunch of alerts.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Everything here is heading in that same direction.
That's interesting because I'm over here. Excuse me, guys. Coming from Nevada, I've already been here for a while. And I like Utah. I generally think it's wow. I mean, it just shocks me because I don't take into that stuff. This geographic stuff, erosion or whatever you're talking about that affects our lifestyle. But even in the economy, I know I get some reports from KSL that Utah has like 2% unemployment, and the jobs there's so much it's blustering and whatever.
Well, plus two, it's a red state.
I mean, yeah. But is it?
It's a red state, so that basically helps because all the blue states like California, Hawaii.
Do
you ever think though that Utah could flip? No. You think they would?
So Utah has a great economy. Like everything is booming right now, but that's also too much of a problem because they're booming too much at the moment. Like they've boomed beyond their capacity at the moment. Like our water resources and everything can't support how many people have moved into the state.
I think Reno,
how many kids the Mormons
I think all these isn't like Boise having the same problem? Reno, years ago,
so
all these towns
that's hating what's going on in Utah is moving north, which is what I was planning on doing about 5-10 years ago. I was looking at northern Idaho, southern Montana properties because you could buy like 20, 50, 100 acres for like $200,000 up there about 5-10 years ago. And I was like, I'm going there. But everybody here has already done that. The people that could afford it already have already done it. And so that shit is just booming up there. And now it's just creating this. Humans are like locusts. Like, I don't know if you ever watched the first Matrix, but now that I'm older, the dude that was holding Morpheus prisoner was fucking right. We are like locusts. We're spreading and destroying everything.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd have these views because I've always thought about gun rights, Constitution, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm like, let me live my free life without freaking intruding on it and taking over all my property and stuff. And we go down the rabbit hole that all day long. But if you look at Utah and what happened in the Arals, A-R-A-L-C, the Aral Sea over in Europe, like we're doing the exact same thing the Russians did to that. And we're destroying like the whole U.S. on, like, if you look west of the Mississippi, we're doing the same thing, just a little bit slower. They did it like within like 10 to 15 years. We're doing it over like 50 days.
What do you think that is? Is it because, I mean, do we have someone out there just want to like screw up the country, or that's just the way it is, or more politics?
No,
and what
the the Russians did it purely for cotton harvesting. So they actually started it right after the Civil War ended.
Mm-hmm.
And the U.S.'s cotton supply went down because we went in and told the South, hey, no more slavery, no more cotton picking, blah, blah, blah. There's actually some really great documentaries about this, but in short.
But didn't the cotton gin also kind of help that too? I mean, because technology. Because I'm a true believer that every single time there's a new technology, like when the printing press came out, and then when the cotton gin came out, and then when they start making guns and then Ford and all that stuff, and to me, I've always understood that every time there's something new, a new technology, there's always a change.
It wasn't really the slavery issue that fixed it. It was the fact that our cotton production went down, and so
capitalize
on it.
Yeah. It went. Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
That was kind of like
Russia capitalized on it, and completely they created cotton gins before we did.
Yeah, I mean because. If you look at history, in anyone's history, anyone, Europe, Chinese, whatever, it doesn't last very long. And the U.S. has been around for like 250.
Yeah, we're fledgling.
We're young, right?
Yeah.
But the difference with us, though, is this. It all depends, history, the longer the history, also the technology is not as rampant. But now we're like our technology is so damn fast. It's like changing big time.
Oh, if I can ask this though, being in the government or being the military guy, is it true or like the technology that they let us have, that the government or whoever, the high ups, the elites, the Bilderbergers, the fucking bankers, goddamn Rothschilds, the whoever the fuck these Illuminati motherfuckers are, crazy Freemason, rich banker, fucking all these, the fucking Bilderberg, we turn them out.
Society.
Turn it to Alex Jones and shit and fucking, Bilderbergers. But anyway, is it true or is it possible that they really they have 50 years like ahead of us that they don't even let us know? Like they actually have like the 2070, maybe that's what they're doing out at Groom Lake or Area 51. These sort of, is that, you go down that rabbit hole, or is that a thing? Is that classified?
Okay, so here's what I'll tell you that I tell everybody else, and it's 100% truth. And it's what I tell Grandpa.
Exclusive.
So it's what I tell Grandpa Byron when he asks me if we're going to war and shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know what time I'm going home at the end of the day. So,
damn it! Damn it! They trained you good. Shit.
No, it's not even that. Like,
I know.
Usually, like I was a first sergeant, which is like the highest enlisted soldier in a company, and I still don't even know what time I'm going home at the end of the day. So, like, I have no secrets to hide or anything like that. Like, 99% of the soldiers that you meet will be like, dude, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to show up and they're going to tell me to go check the oil on that fucking truck over there.
Okay. This is why. Other than, I don't want to just. Okay, let me just say it. Other than that, like the boot camp and all the, when you're young, you're like, I don't want to go to no like army and shit, all this like tough man shit, like Tough Mudder. So I was like, But other than that, my mind, right? I feel like I'm such an outcast. Fuck the vaccine, all that bullshit. I don't give a fuck. I'm so rebellish and so conspiratorial minded that I feel like I wouldn't even last, because even though you get the general perception is you're there for the country, there for a mission, right? Like, I mean, it's not about, you, it's like you really live and die for this nation, for our rights.
You're part of the team.
Yeah. But is there within that, maybe, I mean, do you have some quote unquote like bad apples, like, or guys that kind of like me that are like, they're on the mission, or they just want to get a paid, they just want to get ahead in life and be, but I don't know, do you feel like, is there like ever like, they're telling you that you're doing this for this mission, but it's like you're really doing another mission that like the overseers are sending you on. Like no matter what, the troops are gonna go there. Like they can be led to their death and all that stuff, and like they'll just go there. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just ranting. But
I guess like what kept you in? That's my question. What kept you in the military, Phillip?
So in short, what kept me in the military is every time it was time to re-enlist, I didn't have a better option. And my brothers and sisters. So everything in the military is about, at least at my level. So below the level where it's like, so I'm at a level where it's like, so there's different levels in the military.
Are
so
you like if you get out like a G12 or something like that, G8 or something like that?
I'm not sure what that is, but
I know some military when they
code words.
Like when you like say for instance you go civilian and you work, for the government because of.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So that's called the
E8 or E6 or E12 or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah, so I'm an E8, which is the enlisted level. There's only one more enlisted rank, and then there's the officer rank. So I'm the second highest enlisted level.
Right.
The thing that's kept me going the most is my brothers to my left and right. So like the soldier to my left and right, the camaraderie, as you were talking about earlier. That's the thing I want to miss the most is my brothers and my sisters. Like I've served with them. They know me better than anybody else, and I know them better than anybody else.
Right.
They know the dirty jokes. They know the freaking, hey, when we went to this country, I saw so-and-so do blah, blah, blah with whatever, but I've never in my 21 years of service now, never witnessed any secrecy or anything like that was like, we need to keep this from the civilians or anything like that. If anything, I've witnessed more of, we need to make sure that, this is on paper and this is done legit and this is done right because we are taxpayers. Like myself, I am a taxpayer as well, so I owe as much to myself as I do to everybody else. Yeah. And I don't think I've ever witnessed anything where it's like, we need to hide this from the civilian populace or anything. Like I was in a unit that went and served in DC during the riots while Trump was president and everybody was trying to storm the fucking government and shit. And my commander was like totally upfront. He was like, we're going over there to protect national monuments against American citizens who are distraught. They are feeling distressed. They are feeling beat up. We need to protect the national monuments, but we need to protect them. They're the ones that are rioting, but we need to protect them as much as we need to do our national monuments.
Right.
They're citizens, and we need to take care of them.
So you said you served, and you served. You went to Afghanistan. I mean, how long ago was that? Was that when the Russians just left, or midway, or
no? So I went over there in 2000. It was like April or May of 2004 to like May or June of 2005, I think, when I was there. It was like 13 or 14 months. I can't remember. It was forever ago now.
Was it kind of like, was it like, would it, because a lot of times, because they said that they're actually shooting from up the, you guys are like almost like fish in a barrel, because the mountains, because they're up in the mountains.
Yeah. So I was fortunate that I was in a pretty desertous area of the country. So we didn't have to worry about that too much. We did get rocketed a lot. So we had fire bases set up in the middle of the desert, and we would get shot at with rockets a lot at night.
Wow.
And that was pretty scary. Like you'd hear the sirens go off and you'd rush to the berm and, set up your weapon systems and wait for an attack if it came. And then, your guys' artillery would respond to that and fire in the direction that it came from. And then
I mean, that kind of stuff, that's stuff you don't see every day, you know what I'm saying?
Wow. No.
You don't see it every day. I mean, that's like, wow.
That was like, I think 20, 21 years old at the time. I can't remember how old I was at the time, but it was scary as shit.
Yes,
it's one of those undescribable type of you can't beat that. That's you're there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You're in the moment.
Here in the States that I think I've ever done or anybody's ever described to me that can compare to it. It's like you're laying there and you're caught in the middle in a tent in the middle of a desert in a country that's 100% hostile towards you because you're this white dude from America or a black dude from America. Or you're
just American, or you're just an American. Yeah, you're an enemy.
You're an American, exactly.
Infidel.
You're an
infidel.
Military, like
so we're all one.
Exactly. Still. In the military, you're an American. Period.
Yep. And this is not your home. We don't want you. Yeah.
Wow. So like we discovered that the guy that was selling. So my unit, we were engineers. We were building the first paved road from the city of Kandahar to the city of Tarankout in like 60 years. And this guy that was selling these watermelons to us for $1, and they were huge, amazing watermelons. Oh my God, they were fucking amazing.
Wow.
It was like the only luxury we had was these $1 watermelons.
Wow.
We were eating MREs every day. And we found out about 3 months into our deployment out there in that area that he was actually one of the guys supplying rockets to the Taliban that were shooting at us. We're like, well, goddamn, where are we going to get our fucking watermelons from?
Oh, yeah, wow.
Like,
wow,
with the guys, like that was the thing we were worried about is where the fuck am I getting a watermelon from now?
Hey, you know, I got a question, and then maybe were you just in Afghanistan, or did you go to Iraq as well?
Just Afghanistan.
Just Afghanistan. Okay, because I remember there was a time where I worked for H&R Block, and I was over at Schofield here in Hawaii, right? Yeah. So some of the guys would tell me, I don't know if this is just Middle East, but in Iraq, they would have these Thursday night boys night.
Thursday night boys night.
Yeah.
Thursday night boys night, okay? Because over there, the female is so sacred, and because I guess their Sabbath over there is like a Friday. So Thursday, the guys, they would get like kind of like party and everything, and they kind of get.
I'll make jokes about it to this day. Thursday,
they kind of gay. That's okay, right? That's like they're holding hands and they're.
Whoa! And that kind of boys night over here. Hold on.
No, I know that. What I'm saying is like, no, check this out, man. Like some Muslim, majority of them are Muslim, but they have this because of the way they perceive women. And I didn't hear this until some of the guys from Schofield was telling me that, like, hey, you know, and so, and you know, some American guy from like Savannah, Georgia, freaking country bumpkin motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's us American. You know, we like that freaking. Crazy. That's just our shit. And so he's like, hey man, did you know so and so they have this Thursday night boys night? Like what? Yeah, they like guys that are a little chunky, not so hairy.
In Afghanistan, they had what they call chai boys. Chai is a tea, of course, but they called them chai boys. I'm not sure where the saying came from, but so you could tell the difference between the boys that are chai boys and the boys that are like being raised to be men. The chai boys look more feminine, and they wore like shinier hats.
Oh yeah, like, we have a lot of those chai boys over here in the U.S. right now. It's
but for their culture, because their culture is like super like sexist.
They're the norm.
Like that like you're a female, you don't mean shit. You know, whatever. They're so, and they're so fundamental. Like, okay, no way, we will freaking cut your hand or cut your dick off or some shit. But yet they have these days where like chai boys. That's so fucking hypocritical, dude.
Yeah. So
fuck that. At least if you're an American, you say, motherfuckers, I like dick. You just tell us you like dick.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
so we made a joke of it just because like everything in the military, like I have a very dark sense of humor because of the military, but over there we made a joke of it like Thursday is Man Love Thursdays, and but women over there are for breeding, whereas men are for pleasure.
Oh, wow.
at the same time, it's not always that way. Like the Afghanistan men would
That's
come
a
up and hold
T-shirt.
your hand.
That's a fucking T-shirt. Sorry.
Oh, 100%.
Oh wow!
At the same time,
Wow, that
they would
so
come
it's
up
like it
and
is true, and this is coming from a dude 20-something in the military. You know what's up?
yeah. But at the same time, like not all of them are like that. So
I get it. No, I know. I'm not saying they're all like that, but just the fact of that,
it is a thing. But at the same time, like the men will come up and like you'll see two men holding hands, but they're not being gay. They're friends.
They're just friends.
And
yeah.
That's just what they do.
Crazy.
That's
That's weird. Like we still don't do that. Like that's just.
Oh,
fucking,
yeah.
I don't know. I just can't hold another man's hand.
Bro,
I
that
got
shit
nothing
makes me
against
cringe in the
unless
inside
they're
right
praying
now.
or
Like, just
something.
thinking about it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you don't. It's just. Like playing basketball is as close and as sweaty as we get, and that's still like competitive. Like what's up?
Right.
Shit.
Over there, like, the guy comes up and holds your hand, and he knows that you're an American. He's just holding your hand to like, hey, come this way. I'm going
Will
to
Smith is
show you whatever, or I'm going to take you wherever. Yeah. He's just holding your hand because that's how they do it.
But there are no gay sentiments. You're just holding your hand because your hand is there.
It's not
crazy.
Yeah, no gay sentiments, motherfucker. Okay, I'll hold your hand, but all right. I'll hold your hand because I'm in your country. When in Rome, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And they know that you're not that. Yeah. They know that you have a different culture, but they're like, but this is what their way of.
But you ever met? Ever met somebody there that it's like trying to be all, I'm a this and that, but deep inside you there, they got a little too sweet on their tank, because the way they act.
Oh yeah. So the guys that cut our hair, so we had a barber shop on base over there, and the first time I ever went in there,
I gotta end the show after this.
About any of it.
Damn. Yeah.
And this dude comes up and he starts cutting my hair, and then all of a sudden he starts rubbing my shoulders and then massaging my neck. I'm like, okay, this is nice. And then he starts rubbing my ears, my earlobes. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And then I start looking around the rest of the barbershop, and everybody's getting this treatment. I'm like, is this just a thing? And then I go back to my unit, and I'm like, hey, what the fuck was this guy doing? Is he a fag or what? And they're like, well, yeah, he is, but he's not being gay towards you. It's just what they do for haircuts and stuff like that. And they started describing the man about Thursday and all this other stuff. And,
I watched some, if you type in Indian scalp massage or some shit, like there's this famous dude in India. He would he did this mystic shit, but your haircut is like a whole
it's a
whole
thing,
man. It's like a spiritual thing. Let's do it like brushing energy out from you.
Mm-hmm.
All that shit.
I'll tell you what, I got over
my nuts, bitch.
Homophobia I had while I was over there. I got rid of it. A completely, totally flaming homo guy could come and fucking massage my inner thighs right now and be like, yeah, whatever, dude. Just don't fucking touch my dick. I don't care.
I think they do that in Thailand where you're like, oh yeah, I'll pay you so and so, just stroke my dick. Okay. I'm down with that.
No, I paid women for that over there.
10 buckets or whatever. 10 bucks.
Yeah, Thailand is my favorite country.
Yeah. Okay, just stroke my dick. Okay. You like that nice American dick?
I love Thailand.
But we gotta end it, man. Let's. We already did another fucking hour on this one.
Yes.
Motherfuck Chrome. I'm gonna close it out with you,
okay? That's it. Over, okay?
I'm gonna close it out with you, Phil, and then we'll close it out with Ray, and then but hey, thanks for tapping in, dude. We'll be in touch this week and everything. I'll send you some clips, you'll get them, and then next Thursday, come back on, man. Finish some.
Yeah, I'll jump on.
Hey, next week. Let's do it. I want to tell. Yeah, I want to tell you my first international Mexico hooker story, and you tell me some Thailand hooker stories. Let's do it.
I've got tons of Thailand.
Let's do it. Hey, you on the James? Hey, next week I'm gonna go get a bottle of Jameson. Even though I'm gonna get a bottle of
Jameson.
I'm gonna get a bottle of Jameson.
They killing Jameson.
Stout. I had the IPA and the stout edition.
Cannibalistic.
Fuck it.
I will never drink a Jameson the same again.
But I haven't had Hendrix gin in a while. I really like Hendrix. I'm gonna do something fancy. I'm gonna have a new shirt as always. Shout out to Andre Dubois, aka Rather Unique, for hooking me up with these the shirt with this. This is a shirt provided by him. Follow him at Rather Unique, and I got the fancy collars. I've never worn a shirt like this in my life. But anyway,
I don't have anything but t-shirts, man.
That's awesome. No, I'm just doing for the lives. I just want to, it's my thing. Nice showman, showmanship. Anyway, man.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get out of here, man. Fucking, let me get you.
All right, man. Another good night show. All right, man.
It was great talking to you guys.
Man, you too,
right, brother. Okay, Phillip, man. Good talking to you, brother.
Yeah, you too. All
right, man. We'll see you next week.
Next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, brother.
Man.
All right.
Wow.
All right. Man.
All right. Wow.
All right. Man.
All right. Wow.
All right. Man.
Should we cap it off with should we cap it off with should we cap it off with